Welcome to your first animation. In this lecture, you're going to design and animate your first lower third. Guys, it's all about having fun with motion graphics. So let's start and let's have some fun. Now, After Effects might have lots of things that you see here and lots of small things. Forget about them for now. Later on, you will learn all the itsy bitsy tiny details that you want. For now, I want you to lay out the screen exactly like mine. To do that, please click on the default over here, okay? Make sure you have the default in blue. The layout of After Effects will be something like this. If you have libraries here all stretched out, just click on it, it will close. In After Effects, you will work a lot on videos. So let's bring a video here. To bring your video, come to the project panel over here. You can see project, you right click and you go to import, as simple as this. And then you say file. Now we want to import the video photographer. You can select it and make sure create composition is unchecked and we click import. Then we want to create a composition. A composition is where you are going to work. It's the container of all the animation and the images and the videos and the effects that you are going to do. To create a composition from this video, just click, drag it and drop it down here, what we call the timeline. So now you have your video in the composition viewer and you have it also in the timeline. And a composition is created for you. Very easy. This is the timeline indicator. If you click, you can scrub through and here you are, you can preview your video. Or you can press on the spacebar and start playing the video. If you want to stop, just click on the time indicator again, it will stop, you can put it anywhere. Let's add some graphics and some text. Pretty easy. I would like you to press F2 to deselect everything, just F2 key. And go to the rectangle tool here. If you don't see it, you can long click and then choose rectangle tool. Come over here and let's create a lower third. You will click and drag to create a rectangle. You see how I'm doing it? It's very easy. Okay, here you are. Now, if you don't like the color, click on the layer, that's shape layer 1, is a rectangle, and go to the fill color here. You can click on it and change to the color that you want. For example, I'm going to take gray. You just click and drag. I'm going to take some grayish color here. When you're happy, you can click on OK. Now mine has some transparency. You can come to fill and decide transparency. I want to make it, for example, 100% or 80%. 63 will do here. Now we want to add some text. To add text, it's also easier. Click on the text tool or you can long click on the text tool and select horizontal type tool. Notice that the character panel settings has opened. If it doesn't open for you, very easy. Go to window and you have it just over here. Make sure it's checked and then it will appear just over here. If it's closed, click on it, it will open. You want to add some text. The best way is to click anywhere you want and start typing. I will type, for example, her name, Anne-Marie. Let's go for the selection tool. This is your selection tool here. Click on it and then select the layer. You can click on it here or in the viewer and just move it around the way you like and just put it over here. Okay, that will be cool. If it is too small or too big, you can come to the font here and when it says set the font size, you can click and scrub right to make it big and left to make it small. Let's say I just put it over here, it's cool enough. Let's add more text. We click on the text tool, okay, horizontal, and then you click around here and you say photographer. Now go for your selection tool. Here you are. What I would like you to do now is to align the text. Click on the photographer and just put it here. Now this text is very big here. You can click and drag it to the left to make it small. Let's make it smaller like this. Yeah, that's cool. Then you can click now, align them, click on the layers, just put them the way you like. It's very easy. So now that you have done your layout, you are going to start animating. Notice this shape layer here. It has contents and inside the contents you have a rectangle 1. And here there is the transform. The transform has all the properties that you can animate. For example, you can animate the position, the scale, or the rotation, and even the opacity, make it transparent or opaque. Let's start animating the position. Let's say in your timeline, you click and you go to 15 frames. If it's not working for you, very easy. Come over here and type 15, as simple as this. The time indicator will jump to 15 frames. To initiate an animation or start animating a property, you just click on the stopwatch. Here you are. Now, there is a kind of a diamond that has been created where the time indicator is. This is a keyframe, and it means at this time, 15 frames, set the position at these coordinates, as simple as this. Click on the time indicator, take it to the beginning, and of course, to create an animation, you need to move this position. So click on the layer here and drag it. If it's going up and down with you like this, press Shift and it will go in a straight line. Put it outside. If you click on the time indicator and scrub through, here you are, you have created an animation. After Effects will do the interpolation or the interpretation of these keyframes, each at a certain position at a certain time. So if you press spacebar, you can play your animation. You can press F2 to deselect and see your animation cleanly. Let's start now animating the text layers. Click on the time indicator to stop the animation. Now, instead of going, twirling down like we have done here, there is a shortcut. I don't mind starting to show you shortcuts. It's very easy. Let's select Photographer, press Ctrl or Command on the Mac to select also Anne-Marie. Now, instead of twirling down, we said, you can press P. When you press P, the property position will appear. Let's go to 15 frames, okay? And click on the stopwatch of one of them. Notice because they were both selected, then the stopwatch has worked for both layers. And 2 keyframes, one for each, has been created for you. They say at this time, 15 frames, set the position for each layer at these coordinates. Let's go back to the beginning. Now you need to move them. So click on one of them and drag it to the outside. If they're going up and down, press Shift. They will go in a straight line and just put them outside here. Fine. Let's press F2 to deselect. And here you are. You created your first animation. You created your first lower third, guys. Let's make it better. Let's twirl up the layers by clicking on the small arrow here. Okay. And come to this side of the timeline. Now you notice here you have the layers and they are in time. What you can do is to click on the shape layer and drag it to the right. Here you are delaying the layer in time. Click on Anne-Marie, the text, and drag it, for example, a bit more to the right, which delays even more. And then the last one, Photographer, and just drop it here. Let's go back to the beginning, scrubbing the timeline indicator. Press spacebar. Here you are, guys. It's rendering now. You have a very nice lower third. This is your first lower third. Congratulations, guys. If you followed along with me, you have created your first animation. And you see, After Effects is really easy to use. Not the way they say it's hard, I don't know what. You have actually started motion graphics. Now let's save this file. Go to File, say Save, and then let's call it Introduction to Motion Graphics. I already have this file, of course. Doesn't matter, you just save and say yes, overwrite, and here you are. You created your first motion graphics projects. Thank you for listening. I'll see you in the next lecture.